Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this impromptu press conference on the back of the latest update with regards to the Proteas women head coach following the departure of long-serving head coach Hilton Moreeng. In the announcement as well, it was confirmed that former assistant coach, now interim coach Dillon du Preez, will be taking over the reins in the interim basis over the next couple of assignments for the Proteas women. Here with us for the media press conference, we've got Director of Cricket at Cricket South Africa, Enoch Nkwe, as well as the new interim coach, Dillon du Preez. May I please ask you to use the hand raise function, and we will go in that order in terms of the questions. We will limit it to 2 questions per person at a time due to our packed media house at the moment, and then we'll go back around when we have time later. Please, when you do start your question, can I please just ask you to indicate precisely who you are asking the question to, and then I'll make sure that the box as well for the video is highlighted as well. Thank you so much. Nathan, I see your hand is up. Please kick us off and just indicate who you'll be talking to. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lita. Good day, gentlemen. My first question of 2 will be for Enoch. Enoch, with the appointment of Dillon stepping in, was this short period to prepare for the India series next month take into consideration in choosing the ideal person, someone who's already been in the environment, understands the team culture and system?
Afternoon, Nathan. Good afternoon, everyone. I trust everyone is doing well. Yeah, no, good question. Yeah, look, I think, obviously with the short turnaround, I think it was ideal that, and fitting as well, that, someone like Dillon, who's experienced and has been in that environment, understands how the systems work, and it's got good relationship as well, that it's been built obviously over the years, that we actually place someone like him, to continue with the work that has been done and built over the last couple of years, and continue with that work and continue working obviously with captain and obviously the rest of the team, going into India. And while we obviously, will be going through a process obviously to try and identify a person that's going to be taking the team on a full-time basis.
And then my final question is for Dillon. Dillon, firstly, congratulations with the appointment. But what does this mean for you personally, coaching national team, and how was it to work under Hilton?
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, it's been an interesting week, and it's being under Hilton for the past 4 years now. It's 4 or 5 years. Yeah, it's been amazing. He's been here for 11, 12 years in this space, and to learn from him it means a lot to me. It's whatever you know about cricket, the moment you move into the women's space, you actually find out that you might know nothing. So yeah, what he's done for women's cricket and for me in the past 4 years it's just amazing. And yeah, couldn't pick a better guy to learn from, to be honest.
Thank you. Just Dillon, Nathan had a second part in terms of just how does it feel for you to be coaching a national team, and obviously coaching the Proteas?
Yeah, it's exciting. Stepping in as assistant coach, you have a few roles, but it's not, you don't look after media. So this is probably the first time you've seen me, and I've seen a few of you guys. So it's something that it's challenging. It's something that I need to do, and to be honest, I look forward to it. It's sad that we're going through this, miss Hilton. The past week, just hearing from Hilton moving on, it's sad, but we still need to. There's a job to do. So I look forward to this challenge.
Thank you so much, Nathan. Just moving on, Percy, Marnus, please go ahead, and then we'll go to Percy. Marnus, please go ahead.
Hi, it's Marnus here. I have one for actually Enoch. I was actually wondering that now Hilton asked not to stay on, and does actually Hilton have now something else lined up or did Hilton not say anything? Please, Enoch.
Thanks, Marnus. Yeah, look, I mean, the last couple of days, obviously, since he informed us, we've had a lot of discussions. Obviously, the main thing for him, is to make sure that he takes his time and he's invested a lot, obviously into women's cricket. I mean, the 12 years, he's done a lot of work. He's taken this team from basically nothing to even greater heights, reaching the semi-finals of the finals of the World Cup and continue to try and challenge the environment and move forward, So, I mean, he's reached the point where, and he was completely honest, with me as well to say that, he's reached a point where, he needs to allow the next person, to take the team to the next level, So in terms of what lies ahead for him, he just asked that, he just needs time, just to obviously continue reflecting, but also, what his journey is going to look like moving forward. Obviously, from our point of view, would like to retain him in whichever way, because you don't just let go of such experience, especially in women's cricket. And the way women's cricket is, has evolved over the last couple of years. His experience will go a long way in helping our women's pathway and to grow to the next level.
Thank you so much, Marnus. Over to you, Percy. Please go ahead.
Lisa, indebted to you. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, Enoch. Good afternoon, Dillon. Lisa, with your permission, can I ask Dillon a question or two in Afrikaans, please?
Can I ask you just to save that for the end, please, if possible, because he might just
Thank you, sir.
end up himself. Thank you so much.
Will do, sir. Thank you.
Alrighty. Thank you. Moving over to Firdaus. Thank you for your patience. Please go ahead.
Thanks, Lita. Enoch, I just want to clarify, did Hilton choose not to continue, or did Cricket South Africa choose not to renew his contract? And which way was the decision made?
Thanks for those. No, he actually, chose not to. After obviously the Sri Lanka series, he took some time to reflect and, because obviously our main priority for us was to try and stabilize the environment as soon as possible, and have a proper transition plan moving forward. We've got the World Cup obviously in October, and then we've got a big World Cup, 50 over World Cup next year. So it was important that we give the environment the best possible opportunity to stabilize, and obviously look at areas where we can even strengthen. As indicated obviously on the release that we've brought in a full-time batting coach, full-time fielding coach, and all of that, and continue to build that necessary support for the environment, to give the team the best chance to win the World Cup this year and next year, and obviously to do well in between World Cups with all their bilateral series. So yeah, he opted not to continue, and obviously, I mean, the timing of it not great, but we really respect and understand his decision, and we'll forever be grateful for the work that he's done and for his honesty as well.
Thank you so much for those. Sanele, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, Director. Good afternoon, Coach. My question is for Coach Dillon. So I just wanted to know from your side, Coach, what are the immediate challenges now for you that you need to deal with now that you've assumed this role going forward as we get closer to the summer of cricket? Now, what are your immediate challenges now for the coaching role? Thank you.
I think we've got a camp on the 20th, 19th or 20th of this month. So yeah, that I think taking 8 to 10 days just to, for everyone to settle, and for the changes that has been made, to sink in. I think that's important. And then when we get to camp, it's obviously hit the ground running with preparing for India. So it's like I said, it's been a emotional week for everyone, and I think it's just taking a step back and let it sink in, yeah, preparing for India at when we get to camp.
Thank you, Sanele. Over to Talford, please. Over to you with the next question. Thank you.
Thanks, Lita. This is a question for, it's two questions, if you don't mind, for Enoch. The first is that Dillon has been the assistant coach for quite a few years now. Why not appoint him permanently, immediately, if you like? And the other one is, it became common knowledge that there were certain players within the PROTEAS setup who were unhappy with Hilton's old-fashioned methods, I think we could say. Are you satisfied that, have you checked with them that they're happy with Dillon du Preez's appointment?
Thanks for that question. Yeah, look, first of all, I mean, we did acknowledge, what transpired obviously a couple of months ago in the environment, and we had a couple of meetings with everyone included, the management and the players, and to figure out, what are the real teething issues, what can be done in the short term, but also what can the environment work on, from a long-term point of view to try and better the environment and then strengthen it, So yeah, look, I mean, we met with the players. They're still, like Dillon says, they're still a little bit shocked because obviously they didn't expect this so soon, meaning like just immediately at the end of the season. So yeah, and a lot of them are still processing obviously what just transpired, and we're gonna be engaging obviously later in the month in the camp, obviously to try and gauge also where the feeling and where everybody's at, how do we also help Dillon, to make sure that the team can pull in one direction, which I have no doubt from my point of view that he'll be able to do that, to lead this team into the India series. And to your question about him obviously taking it to a full-time basis, I think those are going to be the conversations that are going to be taking place. Like I said, we just didn't want to sort of just dump everything immediately. So we need to also allow him and understand obviously if is this something that that you like to like to do moving forward. But again, there's also internal processes that we also need to understand and respect. So hence, it was probably the better way, to go the route of the interim while we're trying to sort of sort out a whole lot of things internally, and also just to allow Dillon the space, to think through in terms of a medium and long term, from his point of view, because he has obviously enjoyed his role as an assistant coach, and he has really enjoyed the role of the bowling, So who knows? Maybe he puts his hand up, and maybe it's a role that you like to take forward. But obviously we'll have to wait and see.
Thank you so much, Talford. Over to Stuart. Thank you so much for your patience. Please go ahead with the questions.
Cheers, Lita. Just two questions for Enoch. The interim sort of contract, how long will that be? That's question one. So up until when will Dillon be an interim coach? And then just on a longer term basis, Hilton's last permanent contract ended after the T20 World Cup last year. Why has it been so difficult for Cricket South Africa to find a permanent head coach? And it's been almost a year. What's been the biggest hurdle? Thanks.
Thanks, Stuart. I mean, as you have seen, we did advertise a position, and unfortunately, we couldn't find the fitting candidates, to basically take the team forward. And then obviously we had quite a lot of and lengthy discussions, with Coach Hilton in terms of the way forward. If he still has the energies and believe that with obviously added more support, that he can take the team to the next level. So, and those discussions obviously were ongoing and all of that. Because if you recall, we did obviously go on to the process of headhunting as well, and unfortunately we couldn't find anyone. And we didn't want to sort of, drag that process, so, and looking ahead in terms of, especially the T20 World Cup this year was to, those conversations did take place with Coach Hilton to say, listen, we don't want this process to drag. And from our point of view, it's important that, again, we try and stabilize and how do we even better, the support structure to ensure that the team obviously continues to grow in the right direction. And yeah, and that's where we made a decision in January to say, well, end of Jan, to say that, let's obviously focus on, short term and medium term, and then, help us obviously with the transition into post the 50 over World Cup next year. So, and he was comfortable obviously then and happy to do that, understanding the big picture in terms of what we're looking for at Cricket South Africa. And unfortunately, yeah, like I said, he came end of the season post Sri Lanka and just felt, he just doesn't have it anymore to continue and achieve obviously the goal that we had set ourselves. And yeah, so yeah, I mean the process unfortunately didn't work out as planned. Hence, it took so long, and because it's not as easy as just finding any individual and stepping into his shoes and continuing with the journey. So you needed someone obviously with a level 4 qualification and someone that can fit the profile, in terms of where the team has grown to and how they can actually take that team forward.
Sorry, just and Dillon's interim deal, interim contract, how long was that?
Yeah, no, that's until end of India tour. So our intention obviously is to, post India, to have a full-time person taking the team forward.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Stuart. Appreciate it. Obakeng, over to you. Please note we are running out of time, so if you can limit your questions, that'll be appreciated. Obakeng, please go ahead.
Thank you, Lita. My question is to Mr. Enoch Nkwe. Will this in any way affect preparations to the World Cup? As you've mentioned, Hilton chose not to continue. So I assume maybe there were specific plans heading into the World Cup. Will this in any way affect them?
Thanks, Obakeng. Not enough. We completely believe that the work is already started. It's not only now, but over the last couple of months in preparation for the T20 World Cup. As you might have seen throughout the season, there's been some new faces, especially in this format, to try and blood in, some youngsters, but also, as part of the process of building towards 2025. So, but in terms of this World Cup, T20 World Cup, not at all. And, Dillon will continue with exactly the similar sort of processes that they've been working on. And our job obviously is going to be, how do we give him much needed support? What areas can we even strengthen, so that he continues to build on what they've started going into India and obviously post India. So depending obviously who then takes the position of full-time basis. Yeah, if it's not Dillon, if it's somebody else, Dillon will still be in the space with his experience and continues, with his role. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it was important that we look within and we don't destabilize the environment. The environment continues with the work that is that already started.
Thank you so much, Obakeng. Just please note once again, due to time constraints, can I please just ask to finish off with Morgan, just a question from you, and then we'll go over to the Afrikaans questions with Percy. Thank you so much. Morgan, please go ahead.
Hi, Lita. Thanks a lot. Dilly, this is for you, buddy. Big step up for you, but I'm sure you're also looking forward to a challenge of being an interim head coach for the time being. And I'm sure Hilton's also left a massive platform for you to work on just to take a team forward, and it's going to be maybe a tweak here or there.
Yes, you are spot on there. Like Enoch said, we've been working on we've been focusing on the World Cup since earlier this year, and so things are in place. There's obviously what happened now is a bit of a, what do you call it? It can be disruptive. So going into the camp and into India, it's we're just gonna, you know, it's if there's a change or two, it's gonna be something subtle, so we don't disrupt the whole environment. I've got the commitment from the management and obviously the players, which is a good sign already. But yeah, it's sorry, Morgs, what was your second question there?
No, just a matter of just maybe tweaking one or two small things just to get the process, the transition as smooth as possible.
Yeah, okay. Like I said, now, like at camp, we'll sit down with the team. I don't know if Enoch's going to be there, and as management as well, just to make sure that we just touch up on roles. We've got a batting, bowling, and a coach involved now, and a new physio as well. So it's just for everyone to see who's involved and what roles are or what's expected from them before we go to India. So we don't have any issues. It's we've worked really hard. I mean, with Hila's gone now, we need to make sure as management that we do whatever we can to make this work. Yeah, I said it earlier on, he's been here for about 12 years. And yeah, he's definitely going to be missed, and he's on speed dial on my phone as well. So it's yeah, we'll make this work. We have to. So
thanks, Dilly.
Yeah. Thank you, Morgan. And then just before we move over to Percy, I do have a question in the chat box from Yanga. This is for Enoch. Enoch, in terms of the type of coach and the profile that CSA will be looking for, can you just touch on the profile and also taking on the baton from Hilton's immense contribution over the last decade or so?
Cool. Thanks for that. Yeah, look, I think it was clearly defined, obviously, when the advert went out. You know, we do need a level 4 person. You know, we now actually have an opportunity again, you know, to see how, because that was quite a while ago, and a lot the team has actually achieved and has grown post Australia, and yeah, there's been some positive and negative. So we also need to sort of reflect a little bit in terms of, okay, the last 5 months, how the team has grown and to what level. And then obviously fine-tune a thing or two from a profile point of view in terms of the type of character that we're looking for, that can actually take the team forward. You know, so and again over the next sort of month is going to give us an indication, you know, in terms of the maturity of the team, you know, where they are and how they actually respond, you know, to the situation. And yeah, that will definitely define it even better, you know, for us to say, okay, this is the fitting candidate. And my work obviously is going to be that, you know, I continue to engage with the management and obviously the leadership group, the captain, you know, because we need to make sure that the person that's going to be taking the project moving forward, that and really understands where the team is at and how they can actually grow the team to the next level. So yeah, I mean, there's no doubt in terms of the coaching experience, obviously at international level, at domestic level, but again, strong leadership qualities. Those are some of the things we're going to be looking at. The playing philosophy, and again, it's going to come back to really understanding, you know, the environment of women's cricket and where women's cricket is going, and also where, you know, how we compete at the moment and where we are, you know, in world cricket, and how do we make, you know, how do we become, you know, the best in the world? We see now, you know, Australia been dominating women's cricket, and, you know, England, obviously India. So everybody is really been doing all, you know, a lot of work behind the scenes to try and, you know, make sure that they're very competitive. So yeah, so like I said, I think the most important thing is going to be, you know, over the last sort of 4 months, 5 months, and then looking to this month of May. I think that's going to give us even a clearer picture, a clearer idea. You know, because like I said, I mean, October, it's in sport, it's a long way back, and now we sit in 2024, you know, May, and the team has done a lot, and they've played some test cricket. which has been exciting, and there's been a lot of growth over the last couple of months.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And
yeah,
yes,
sorry,
yes.
and also just on that note, before I forget, obviously, I'd like to also take this opportunity, to thank Coach Hilton for all the work, the 12 years of his investment, of his dedication, of his commitment to women's cricket, but also, saving the game in the manner that he did, because he's really made a huge impact. He's changed a lot of lives, especially in the women's game as a whole. And just on behalf of Cricket South Africa, obviously, members council and the board and everybody, the whole cricketing fraternity, would actually like to thank him. And he'll be missed, and we'll forever be grateful, for all the work that he has actually done for women's cricket and cricket as a whole. And hopefully, he continues to do that wherever he's going to be heading, and that he still does avail himself, obviously, to contribute in different ways within our cricketing system in South Africa.
Thank you so much, Enoch. Thank you, and we'll just finish off. Thank you so much for your patience, Percy. We'll finish off with you with Afrikaans questions, please. Thank you so much.
Peter, once again, thank you so much. I've just got two Afrikaans questions for Dillon, if I may, sir.
Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Dillon, eerstens baie geluk. Dillon, net kortliks, ek het 'n onaangename taak om altyd vrae te herhaal. Net kortliks op 'n persoonlike vlak. Wat beteken hierdie aanstelling? Het sy dit nou tydelik vir jou nou net tot na die India reeks, en is daar baie druk op Dillon nou om redelike groot skone vol te staan, soos Enoch ons pas gesê het? Hilton het sy hele amper 12 jaar van sy lewe afgestaan aan die cricket. Hoe voel dit vir jou om hierdie posisie te beklee nou vir die tydelike in die tydelike rol?
Ja, ek sien uit om dit te doen. Ek gaan eerlikwaar, dis so 'n bietjie 'n area wat ek nou nie so goed ken nie. So ek dink dis hoekom daar was so 'n paar oproepe gewees hierdie week wat nou nie, jy weet, wat moeilik was, maar ek sien myself as iemand wat dit moet doen op hierdie, jy weet, waar ek nou is in my lewe. Of dit nou vorentoe gaan gebeur of nie, dit laat my ook groei. So ek sien dit as all in all 'n positiewe skuif, of jy weet, al is dit net vir 'n maand of 2. En ja, die skoene wat jy van praat, daai wat ek moet vul, dit is iets, soos ek sê, is 'n baie emosionele week gewees. Wat hy gedoen het, en Enoch het dit nou gesê, wat hy gedoen het vir cricket in Suid-Afrika, vir die vroue veral, is, niemand gaan daar kom nie. Ek moet eerlikwaar vir jou sê, dit voel nie so nie. So, jy weet, om in sy skade weer die afgelope 4 jaar, hy het my baie geleer. Hy gaan definitief gemis word, soos ek nou gesê het ook. Maar ja, ons moet sy keuse respekteer. En dis die eerste ding. En jy weet, vir hom en sy vrou en sy kinders, jy weet, wat ook al hulle aanpak volgende, jy weet, sterkte, en hulle het ons, jy weet, ons gaan hulle mis.
Dan my tweede vraag net, 'n meer direkte vraag dan. Aangesien jy so passievol klink, wil ek jou direk vra, wil jy die nuwe afrigter word na 'n maand of 2? Sal dit jou hartsbegeerte wees?
Ja, ek dink ek sal wil. Ek kan dalk bietjie te vroeg wees nou om vir jou 100% antwoord te gee. Dit sal lekker wees. Dis tog waar jy wil wees, in die hoogste, jy weet, die hoogste, wat meer dit, ek sukkel om die Afrikaanse ding te kry, highest level. Ek sal regtig daar wil coach. Ek geniet dit baie, maar ons praat na Indië. Na Indië praat.
Dillon, weer eens baie dankie en sterkte daar, meneer. Thank you so much, Lita.
Thank you so much, Percy. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That brings us to the